Live until 4.2 hits? No, I'm good.
My purpose is to mountains more. Dragon, rise!
Divinate stars favor us. Game time. That omen. Don't thank me.
Earth shatters, heaven trembles.
Clouds have gathered.
Feeling spiffy? That looks fun.
Past the clouds. An explosive start.
See you during my next stream.
Troublemaker. High stars favor us. That omen. Don't thank me.
Can you find the answer?
Yep.
Dragon soaring above the lands. This is permanent.
People always observe the heavens with my divinations. Past the clouds. An explosive start.
See you during my next stream.
Brother. I do not want to go up there, man. Let me instead go here. Remarket.
Say, this is a pretty good spot to set up a Sparksicon.
Bro.
Let's push the envelope further, shall we? Rules are made to be broken.
Hello.
Earth shatters, heaven trembles. Existence is no
Where's the
consequence.
goon? Can't you see it?
Tomorrow.
Oh, great. Why don't you farm DU? Why would I farm DU?
So with its softness.
I'm trying. I just hit TL60. I'm trying to level up my characters. DU gives mob mats? Yeah, but it probably isn't as fast as this. With specific ones. I'll do DU some other time. I don't need Jades right now. It's literally useless.
No other choice but forward.
I choose you.
My strength isn't what it was.
Let's look furious, Spiffy.
Existence is of no consequence. Tomorrow.
I don't know, man.
I'll go easiest.
No other choice but forward.
Trust me. We can do anything.
Finished future will come.
Let's hope you find the answer.
Tomorrow. Corpulence consume me. Hail the new dawn. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Her agony. Tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all?
No.
Granted, but strike.
Acheron E2 is terrible.
Hail the new dawn. Quench the flames of blood. Her agony. I know. Tear the sky. All stars burn to ash. Dragon soaring above the lands. This is permanent.
Furious, Spiffy.
Exist tomorrow.
Yes, Phanon will get power crept. What are these questions, man? Like, why are you guys asking some of the most obvious questions possible?
My strength isn't what it was.
Furious, Spiffy.
No other tomorrow. Corpulence consume me. Hail the new dawn. Quench the flames of blood.
Are you gay? No.
Is that all? Granted, but strike.
Sparksy.
I'll stand in their way. Dragons soaring above the lands. This is permanent.
Will you find the answer?
Future will come. Corpses consume me. Hail the new dawn. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Is that all? Granted, but strike. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Her agony. Sun tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Granted, but strike.
I'm one off. I mean, yeah, just wait for the beta, man. I'm tired of repeating the same shit that I have for like the last month plus.
Clouds have scattered. That only. Don't thank me.
When are we gonna see the beta for Silverwolf? I don't know, man. I don't know any better than the leakers, man. It should be today, but if it isn't today, then I genuinely don't know. Oh wait, there's no more for me to farm. Wow. I'll do DU some other day. Oh, I don't have any more weekly. I'll get that later then. I'm getting rage baited, man. It has to be rage bait.
Divination says this will hurt. Stars favor us.
I'll go feel spiffy. That little.
Earth shatters, heaven trembles. Dragons soaring above the lands. This is permanent.
Clouds have scattered.
If only EMC could replace Yao Guang. I mean, EMC probably will just be a worse Yao Guang. I've been saying this for like forever now. EMC just won't be better than Yao Guang.
See you during my next stream.
Mountains move, dragons rise.
Stars favor us. People always observe the heavens with my divinations. Best of luck. An explosive start. A bad omen. Don't thank me.
Chad thinks you're Uncle Gabby? Yeah, it's like, it gets a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. It's like the main reason I'm thinking of like
Troublemaker.
streaming a little less lately.
Let's
People treat me like I'm an actual leaker when I'm not. And so it's like the same repeating questions every time.
game on.
Yeah, but it just doesn't matter, Tired Boss.
An explosive
I could pin it and then it would change to another question being spammed. I used to do that all the time, but it literally made zero difference, so I just stopped.
Dragons soaring above the lands. This is permanent.
divine stars favor us.
Can you find the answer?
People can't be bothered to check community post. I mean, it's like, it's not just community post. Like, I'm not a leaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not a leaker. Like, why would you? It's fine if you watch me to maybe see leaks, but I don't literally put everything 24/7 that leakers say on my thing. Like, none of the leakers have even said anything about when the beta is. Well, they have,
A bad omen.
but it should be
Don't
today,
thank me.
from what they said.
See you during my next stream. Perfect. That's going in today's content reel.
Thanks for the 40, my guy. Two. No way this isn't enough. What? I just got Yao Guang. Did I break my account? This is probably gonna be a short stream.
Earth shatters, heaven trembles.
Trouble out to scatter.
I'll go.
Why does life slumber? To goon.
Watch this.
My strength, mountains move. Dragon rise!
Divinate stars favor us.
Let's feel the spiffy. That's a
That omen. Don't thank me.
Here you learn. Cut the edge of the world. That's what I call a good day.
Oh.
These newborn scales grow ever harder. I'll stand in their way. Earth shatters, heaven trembles. Dragons, oh, soaring above the lands. This is permanent!
I'll go easy. Can you find the answer?
Is that why you was kicked out of Elation Battleship? Yeah. I feel like so many people are setting themselves up for disappointment when it comes to Evanesia. It's crazy. I don't understand why people are... It's not even just like a thing on my YouTube channel. Like almost all the time on Twitter, I'm seeing people assume that they are going to make two separate best in slot Elation teams because they just like Evanesia. Like these people are just setting themselves up for insane disappointment. My guy is getting one guide. Can you guys please not be annoying, man? Like, you guys say this shit every single time I bring something up when clearly it's not a one guy. It's just getting annoying at this point. I literally talked about this in my last stream, too. And I had to, like, literally show people it wasn't a one guy situation. This shit happens every time, man.
There's still room for improvement.
I'll stand in mountains move. Dragon rise!
Feeling spiffy?
Tomorrow!
Isn't the beginning of every stream like this? I mean, it's like, it's just annoying, bro. Like,
Core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn.
I don't know. Maybe people think it's funny. Maybe they're like, I swear, every time I actually like say something back to people who are being annoying in my chat, they're like, "Oh, it's rage bait." Like, I don't care, man. Holy shit. Like, it just isn't funny.
Earth shatters, heaven trembles. Soaring above the lands. This is permanence. Future could come. Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn. Quench the flames of blood.
You call it the streamer effect? Yeah, but I'm like more susceptible to being annoyed as of late. Because like lately people have been using me as like some fucking personal chat GBT. And it's starting to get frustrating. Like the old streams, we just talked about random shit and stuff going on my accounts. These days, my entire chat is just asking me about what specifically for their account is the best polling plan or beta or this and that.
Mountains roar, dragons rise.
Feeling spiffy?
For tomorrow.
Can you find the answer?
Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn. Quench the flames.
It's like I have no problem with helping people, but it's just gotten to the point where like some people just exclusively watch me so that I can tell them how to basically play the game and what to think.
Branded by strife. Sun tear the sky.
There's still room for improvement. Finally, all contingencies covered.
That's good enough for now. Holy shit, all of these are useless. I don't even need to bother with them. Nice. That saves me more mats. After decent testing myself, I prefer RMC over Sparkle for Sparksy if you can manage skills properly. I doubt that's the case. But yes, Yao Guang matters more. To the surprise of, well, mostly no one.
Watch this.
HSR Goon tier list. 1 Sparkle. 2... Wait, I actually don't even remember. God, of course.
Isn't what it
Stars favor us. People always observe the heavens with my divinations. Best of luck. An explosive start.
Watch this.
One Sparkle, two Sparksy, three maybe Silver Wolf, four Sari, five, I don't know. I feel like there's someone I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
Look at today's gift count.
Maybe Huohuo. Five. Okay, I'm not doing all that just to get you, bro.
Say, this is a pretty good spot to set up a Sparksicon.
What an adorable and humorous list. I agree. Certified. Goon sesh for 10k subs. Nah, I probably won't even do anything. I'm too lazy to do any celebratory shit. No Topaz in top 5. I mean, I don't like Topaz that much. I mean, maybe there's someone I forgot. Nah, I'm cool with my list. For dudes? For dude, I don't like doing a tier list for dudes. Because it's really like just my day for the most part. Like, I don't really care. I mean, the second closest is probably Faye. Just because of how much I like him in story and shit. He's like my favorite HSR character in general. But it's still like a decent gap between like my day and the rest. Hue Hue is crazy? Nah. Hue Hue's goated. We all love Hue Hue. Blade? No. Blade's cool, but like, once again, for me, personal preference, it's just my day. Do you also post on Twitter? No, I only goon on Twitter. Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine speed boots is better for faster aha instant probably as a sub DPS.
So this friend of mine.
About old Twitter is good for? Yeah, that's basically all I use it for these days. Are you unemployed? No. Mm, Gooning channel / account recommendations. I don't really pay attention to like specific accounts or anything. I just like scroll through timeline, see things, and that's about it. I like Silverwolf's like wings in her like I didn't expect them to do that in her trailer. And then Evanesia, she's just hot as shit. It's also the ears. They're pretty unique, which I like. She's listening. Yeah. The most trending thing on Twitter lately is like Asuka. Because there was like some Evangelion short film that was supposed to be exclusive. Instead, someone recorded it and uploaded it online. Then the studio tried striking down everything or everyone that released it. By accident, they gave the people who they strike down the full clean version, and then they re-uploaded the clean version, and then the studio finally gave up and decided to upload it officially. So Asuka is trending currently. Yeah, Solus. That's why I like Akabi a lot as well.
So
So many people pull for Evanesia as we speak, so no need of this global passment treatment for her. If anything, she might overtake Silverwolf. Um, I don't know what they're doing, but You excited for Hiyuki? Yeah, I am. I'm still waiting for like a drip or anything though. There's like nothing to go off of right now. Thoughts on the lineup for the upcoming Nova Flare? Um, I like Firefly getting a buff. I like Ho-Oh getting a buff. Seal getting a buff is also cool. My guess for Seal is that she'll be a temporary main DPS that Asheville could use. And then, well, I don't know anything about. While I understand people's frustration when it comes to like Evanescence and Silverwolf stuff, I hope most of you once again can come to the realization Evanescence is not going to get her own team probably. I just don't want people to be set up for disappointment. There's so many fake leakers on Twitter and people who are like decently popular on Twitter getting thousands and thousands of likes saying that there's going to be two elation teams, and it's like there's zero anything about this. They're just lying. They're just trying to like convince themselves that's going to happen because they like Evanescence more, but it is so unlikely. Asuka collab and HSR would go hard. It would. I'd love to get Asuka in this game. I mean, they did it in high 3, no? I heard they already did it in high 3. It would be cool if they did it for HSR too. Asheville V4 is apparently as strong as V1. Yes. Well, not exactly. Asheville V4 has greater potential than V1 Asheville even by a little bit. But in order to reach that potential, he needs the actual dedicated supports for him. Meanwhile, old Asheville could function really well with action advancers, unlike his current version, which doesn't care about action advance. So that's the difference. So even though technically he could be stronger with future supports, currently he is weaker despite that, because he doesn't have the supports to support him. Am I the only one who wants more global passives? Probably. I mean, I wouldn't mind an exploration passive on a character. That wouldn't really be anything new. Topaz was like the OG treasure hunter. Then it was the Herda. Like, I don't care if they make it some fucking overworld exploration thing. Acheron can one-shot small mobs. His main team will still be worse than all elation teams? I don't think so. I'd actually argue, at least in MOC, in my opinion, Asheville's future follow-up team will probably be stronger than Evanesia's. That's my personal opinion. Okay. Evanesia not being a main push, but being elation, and being on the same patch as Silverwolf back-to-back banners. I don't know why people don't bring this up. We've already had a similar situation to this before, which was My Day and Cassie. My Day and Cassie were back-to-back banners. They were both HP scalers, and one is significantly stronger than the other in the end because they were a main push for the anniversary. Yes, they shared teammates, but Cassie reaped the benefits of said teammates significantly more. I don't know why people think Evanesia is not going to be like this same case scenario. I mean, if Silverwolf has something to auto-solve puzzles in the overworld, that would be goated. Yeah, like, we're probably not getting a Cyrene this version. And I don't know why people don't understand that. Like, Cyrene was a very... Keep in mind, Cyrene was the first case of a main push being a support. And the only reason Cyrene worked was because she supported nearly all of the DPSs in the version. Right? And it fit, like, in lore. It doesn't make sense to make another Cyrene in this version. You have fucking Himiko SP, she's gonna be whatever. You have different elation teams. You have, what's it called? You have the follow-up team. You have whatever future team. A Cyrene-S support just doesn't make as much sense in my opinion. Some 4.x characters might not get dedicated supports. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is normal. And this is what I've been trying to tell people for a long time now because they keep thinking, oh, follow-up's going to get a full best-in-slot team. Eva's getting her own best-in-slot team. Silverwolf's getting her best-in-slot team. Himiko's getting her own best-in-slot team. Some other 4.6 or whatever DPS is also going to have a best-in-slot team. Like, that's not how this works. It has never worked this way. All of the Chrysos heirs need to share Cyrene if they have them as a best-in-slot. All of the HP scalers need to share Hyacine. A ton of the Chrysos heirs need to share RMC, right? Or fight over RMC. You know, I don't understand why they think it's going to be different here. No, I know Himiko is probably getting a team. But my point is, not every single DPS is getting a best-in-slot team. And Evanesia is one of the least likely to get one. Evanesia is likely going to be in a My Day situation, where My Day leached the supports off of Cassie, but didn't benefit as much as Cassie did. Yeah. Stop asking me for poll plans, man. I don't know what your account is. I don't know your preferences. I don't know this and that. If you're not going to give me any like specific information, just don't ask me for poll opinions. Everything is subjective to one's account. Evanesia is going to be chopped. She's not going to be chopped. She just isn't going to be as strong as Silverwolf or get the treatment Silverwolf will. Which is like, it should have just been obvious. Like, someone commented the same thing on my last post, where I was talking about how I wouldn't recommend investing in 3.x teams still, because 4.x is probably going to have significant power creep. They were like, oh, if Mono Rem's cooked, everything is cooked. Like, I'm not saying these teams are cooked. I'm saying they're not the next best option to invest into. They're still going to clear if you do decide to invest into them, but it's just not worth it. Unless, for you, it's worth it, of course. On a new account, would you pull Sparkle if she wasn't free? No. Sparkle probably isn't going to be for literally any 4.x team. So, if I were making a new account and not trying to speedrun, I just skip Sparkle. My day was destruction and Cassie was remembrance. It doesn't matter, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no difference. They're both HP scalers. Cyrene doesn't have Memo Sprite specific buffing. She does prefer Memo Sprite users for stacking her ultimate, but she doesn't have Memo Sprite specific buffing. Neither does RMC. Neither does Hyacine. It doesn't matter. Them both being HP scaling and using HP damage is literally the exact same as Elation characters using Elation damage and getting buffed by Elation. No difference. Evanesia ends up like Anoxa. I mean, it's like, you can believe whatever you want, man. Believe whatever you want. But I'm going to tell you what's the most likely case scenario. Do you have to get E2 Phanon before getting Cyrene? Yes. I don't think you guys understand just how much stronger E2 Faye is over literally every other option for him. Elation supports barely do anything for non-Elation DPS. I mean, you can think of Elation more similar to Break, probably. In terms of, like, the way they sell teams. You have multiple DPSs, but you have one super generalist who's best in slot no matter what and everything. Dahlia and Yao Guang. And then sub DPS is shield for any team. It's only a Silverwolf thing. Yeah, it'd be decently worth it to get E2 Faye at that point. What light cones are you using on Elation? Sparksy signature and the MOC shop one on Yao Guang. High chance Ash is going to outdamage buff Seal. Higher chance that Ash is a sub DPS for Nova Flared Seal. They'll probably work together, in my opinion. I don't think she'll get a follow-up. I mean, her kit literally works basically as a follow-up already anyways. And then if you say you don't want Seal to have a fall... Here's the thing, right? I've talked about this a million times before. There hasn't been a single Nova Flare where the Nova Flared character hasn't fit into some type of new meta. If you assume Seal isn't for follow-up with Ashvale, then Seal is literally a useless Nova Flare. The most useless one yet. Because she doesn't fit into any new meta at all. You sure are hopeful with that Seal buff? It's not even being hopeful. It's just that that's the only thing that can tie her to getting a Nova Flare in the first place. Is if they make her a follow-up character. There's literally nothing else. When does 4.2 beta start? I don't know anymore, Uni. I thought it was today, but apparently it might be delayed. Maybe they want to give buffs for free units in the same patch as a new global passive to balance it out. I mean, maybe they want to create flying pigs that fly across countries to deliver news. Like, you can do a billion what ifs, man. I'm just talking about what's the most likely case here. I wanted to see funny character PvP. I do not want to see character PvP. Don Hung PT is going to get slandered because Woho is going to be significantly better now. Firefly is going to get slandered because she's popular. Welt is going to be... People are going to be critical of his Nova Flare because he's a standard character. Silverwolf versus Evanesia mains are going to be annoying and toxic as shit. Evanesia mains are just going to have to accept that Evanesia is not going to be as strong as Silverwolf. It's just not going to happen. I don't care about Anomaly. Please stop asking about Anomaly. I'm pretty sure I've answered this question quite a few times at this point. But for like the 50th time probably, I've been open about not giving a shit about Anomaly. Did the beta happen? No. I just like Eva, and that's cool. I just wish people would just accept the truth, you know? Like, I feel like, here's the thing, right? I've already made a video on this prior. I think it'd probably be a good time to make a video on this again. Cassie is both a blessing and a curse. And what I mean by this is, for the average player, Cassie is actually a curse, okay? She is heavily reliant on her dedicated supports and their Eidolon investment to even be competitive with like a free-to-play Evernight. You know what I'm saying? But if you are someone who puts in whale levels of investment into monorem, then it is exponentially stronger than any other team. But I feel like for most players, they don't actually realize this. If you're sitting between like this 5-6 cost range on a team, maybe, I'd say that's decently average after like a version has passed. Like, Cassie isn't good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she is good, but she's not as great as people hype her up to be. She isn't this unstoppable shield behemoth that nobody else can match up to. You'll have characters like E2 Faye, you have Evernight, you have Anoxa now. There's multiple DPSs who can beat Mono Rem at average levels of investment for a player. So it is both a blessing and a curse if your character gets shielded to all hell. One example I'll give here. I do think Evanesia will be able to use EMC better than Silverwolf could. I am highly confident of that. Because I am decently confident Evanesia is meant to be a hyper carry. So obviously EMC, who is a hyper carry buffer, would have more value in a team like that. But in a mono elation team where you're aiming to buff everyone and everyone does damage, replacing Yao Guang with EMC is probably more annoying to Silverwolf. You know what I'm saying? I thought you didn't want to talk about this anymore. I said in my previous video that I am slightly open to talking about it a little bit in stream specifically, just not in videos anymore. But yes, I don't like talking about it, but you know, someone just brought it up. Also, this is more so about EMC than Yao Guang. Is there a way to lower the equilibrium level? I don't think so. I know they have it in Wuwa, but I don't think they have it in this game to decrease it. Yeah. Why decrease it in the first place? If your characters on your account are too weak and you want to speed blitz going through the main story content. That's like, I mean, it's not the same thing because this is an older player returning, but when you're making a new account and, for example, trying to speedrun, what you do is you never level your equilibrium level, and you just keep overcapping your Trailblaze XP, and then when you're finally finished doing the main quest, and you farm like the easier enemies along the way, you can just uncap it, and then you're like TL 50 something. Yeah, I know you can lower difficulty, but I think that's only like story bosses. I think. I don't think it's like something you can enable for every fight. If I maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Don't you select a difficulty at the start of the game? No. This game doesn't have a difficulty you select. What's your favorite map in HSR? Plan Arcadia. Do you think Silverwolf's team will not get any new teammates besides a sustain for the entire version if Sparksy and Yao Guang are fixed? Yes. Yeah. They'll probably get an elation sustain near the end of the version to finally make it mono elation. Now every AHA instant is 4 elation skills, and the sustain is probably a sub DPS like Hyacine. Something like that, yeah. Watching your stream is always soothing for some reason. I don't know how, but I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Silverwolf and well, I don't know about Silverwolf vertical investment. It'll probably be good. But Sparksy and Yao Guang verticals are also really synergistic with Silverwolf. So it's not like she doesn't have the verticals to go into if that's what you want to do instead of waiting for the elation sustain for a while. Like you can probably get E2 Silverwolf, you can get E1 E2 Sparksy, you can get E1 Yao Guang. They're all great investments for the team. But yeah, I do think you're going to have to wait for the final team upgrade or teammate upgrade until the end of the version. Can we agree that Hyacine is the most overrated character in the history of this game? She is definitely overrated by the people who pulled her, but most overrated? I feel like most overrated is a fight. Yet no. The most overrated character in HSR history, it's between Zhao Q and I don't know who else. Zhao Q is up there. Oh my god. The amount of Zhao Q propagandists who were confidently telling everyone he'd never get power creep. Cypher wouldn't power creep Zhao Q. And it just fucking happened anyways. And they scammed so many people from their blind faith. I've only seen people hate Zhao Q. Yes, as of recent, since Cypher released. But if you were there pre-Cypher release and pre-Cypher beta, oh my god, anytime anyone tried to bring up how buns Zhao Q was, man, Acheron mains weren't having that shit, bro. They did not want to see the light. Does she have a real place in any other team than Evernight and Casterus? Who, Hyacine? I mean, Hyacine kinda has My Day too. It's very much an indirect synergy because Hyacine's healing is not at all beneficial towards my day, but it's still something at least. But yeah, Hyacine, the most overrated sustain, definitely, of all fucking time by a mile. And it's solely because of the wheelchair Tribby propaganda at the beginning of the version that was significantly more effective back then than it is now, right? That was the main reason why it went that way. But I always try to tell people she's an SP black hole. She has like no general buffing. Literally, the only time you'd use her outside of HP scaling teams is just because she's a better sustain for now. But if that's all you care about, then you could just wait a little longer, invest more into Don Hung PT, upcoming 4.x. They're like, nah, Hyacine, I'm still going to use her because of wheelchair, because of sub DPS damage. But it's like, you can never estimate a character's value, in my opinion, especially a more supportive slash sustain type, through sub DPS damage. Because it's the easiest thing to power creep. Like, for example, Yao Guang. Yao Guang probably does more damage than Hyacine does. Like, I'm not even trolling. Yao Guang probably does more damage than a Hyacine. So, it's like, it never ages well, man.
Look at today's gift count.
Of course, the support does more damage than the sustain. Sustains and HSR are known for doing more damage than supports, though. So the logic doesn't really apply. Like, Ling Sha has always been a significantly stronger DPS and break as compared to being a supportive type. The same goes for... You can make Don Hung PT a main DPS and he could clear endgame, especially with a little bit of Eidolon investment, since he was free at base. Supports are usually weaker than a sustain. It's the same in Mono Rem. In Mono Rem, Hyacine does more damage than Cyrene. What do you feel about Herda? Hot take. I think Herda has a really good base kit. I genuinely don't think any of Herda's issues is her herself. I think Herda's main issue is that she just didn't get enough of a buff from her dedicated teammates. And her dedicated teammates don't have good enough Eidolon. I mean, Tribby is good. Tribby is good. And E1 Tribby is also exceptionally good. But, like, that's it. She doesn't have a dedicated sustain. Anoxa is there, but it's like, Anoxa, it's better to just run a main DPS. And you're really only using him there when your Herda is fucking bricking against single target. It's like, some guy on X told me Avon on release didn't do good damage. I mean, that's just a lie. Avon's follow-ups used to actually be like a significant deal in follow-up teams towards doing like damage against bosses and stuff in MOC. I remember him doing a follow-up and the boss HP went down by like 2 or 3% per follow-up, which is pretty fucking strong for a sustain at the time, keep it in mind. Imagine Avon doing a follow-up today and getting rid of like 3% HP on Lygus. It's pretty unrealistic, but... Yeah, to be honest, Everknight's E1 is literally a perfect E1 for the Herda. That's actually a very great point. If they gave Anoxa an Everknight E1 equivalent, then it would have been generational for her. A 50% increase for damage in single target, and then an AoE where you already specialize. It's still strong, like 20%, but it's just not as strong. Anoxa was a bait for Herda. I wouldn't go that far, personally. I get where you guys are coming from, but I do think all of Herda's best clears do use like Tribi plus Anoxa or this Irene Anoxa team. Yeah. Like, against the current AA, let me see. Herda's best team is with Anoxa, Irene, RMC. And this continues to be the case for literally forever. Every single best in slot team is with Anoxa, Irene. The Anoxa carrying the Herda, I don't disagree. I don't. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Cyrene only buffs Herda as much as she does because Anoxa is on the team. Your streams are the best for procrastinating. Appreciate that. You think Evanescia will be good? Yeah, she'll be good. You can walk around the new planet. I'm probably just going to end stream here, to be honest. Do you think Sparksy main DPS would be weaker than Everknight main DPS? Or do you think EMC and upcoming Elation Sustain could uplift Sparksy at E2 to be stronger than Silverwolf SP at lower cost? I think Sparksy main DPS is kind of getting shafted more. Because they're definitely targeting her Eidolons and shit for sub DPS with Silverwolf. It's obvious if you read them. The problem with saying if a character is Everknight level is that this is an HP scaler. So this changes a lot of like comparisons. Because HP scalers, to them, a sustain is basically the same as a support. While for Elation characters, sustainless will always be significantly stronger than running sustain. But with EMC and with a future Elation sustain, I would like to think Sparksy main DPS would be competitive, if not better than Everknight probably. Yeah. Because theoretically, if EMC does what I think he does, and he action advances Aha Instant, instead of creating an entirely new one like Yao Guang's, which is more powerful, then like E2 Sparksy goes crazy if this is the case, right? Like she just gets an extra turn in 2 Thrill, and you're constantly spamming Aha Instants. You have normal Aha Instants, action advanced ones from EMC, and ones from Yao Guang's ultimate, all at the same time. And this E2 becomes like way, way stronger. And that's not even including whatever the Elation sustain in the future does. Is there even a bad new character in HSR? No, not really. Literally never. The worst case from V3 you could make is probably like Saber or Cypher. But even then, Cypher was at least best in slot for Archer. And Saber, I mean, she did decently. I always told people this though, Saber's gonna age badly. I remember when I was like on the front lines of defending Phanon, and Zolza was trying to make zero AV videos on Saber that would, you could obviously tell they wouldn't last in the future, right? And I kept trying to explain to people that yes, while Phanon can't fucking zero AV APOC, his damage is significantly higher than a Saber's, and he's gonna get dedicated supports, meaning he's going to be significantly stronger. People are like, no, Zolza said this, she made this video, Saber 0 AV, just for Phanon to now just completely shit on Saber across everything, bro. Like, I'm actually going to check right now, before I end stream. Like, Phanon versus Saber against MOC. So, against Lygus, Phanon's lowest cost is 3. And then Saber's is 8. It's 8. Let me check SparksyCon. So against SparksyCon, Phanon's is 3 again. And Saber's is 8. So you can, it's astronomical, dude. It's an astronomical difference. It's a difference of 3 and 8 cost. Well, yeah, it's completely fine to pull for a character you just like, obviously. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pull her if you like her. But meta-wise, it was just stupid, the people who doomed Phanon saying that Saber was stronger than Phanon. I couldn't believe that ever happened to begin with. What 3.0 unit do you think was dead on release? None. I mean, it was always obvious to me that Eggy would get power creep. Like, I remember telling people this. Oh, yeah. I told people, please don't pull Eggy if you're trying to go for like a one remembrance DPS. Because in my opinion, Cassie will end up being significantly stronger because she's the anti-main push. And back then, people got angry at me because they were like, oh, how could you say this? How can you know this? Acheron's the only example of an anniversary character being so strong and blah, 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 blah. And so when Cassie released, these people were having a field day saying, and like slandering me, saying I was wrong. Because keep in mind, Cassie had no dedicated supports at this time. She had no Cyrene, no Evernight. She was using Gallagher with Tribby doing follow-ups to trigger Gallagher's Besotted instead of having Hyacine, right? And these people were already celebrating when Aglaia literally got Sunday Whoa Robin comp and Cassie's left with fucking scraps. And they were like, oh, you're wrong. It just aged terribly, bro. Mono Rem is significantly stronger now as compared to Eggy. And this is why, like, the same thing repeats itself, right? From Eggy to Cassie to now Evanescia to Silverwolf, and people trying to assume that Evanescia may even be stronger or on the same level as Silverwolf. It's just not gonna happen, you know? Like, maybe it does, but truthfully, a miracle needs to happen for Evanesia to be as meta as, let's say, Silverwolf is, in my opinion. Oh yeah, yeah. There's also that. This is another reason why I'd prefer like someone invest into the Silverwolf team. Any team where it's like mono DPS and you're trying to get everybody to do damage is always the best team for tackling endgame content because it's just universal, you know? You have really good performance against MOC. If you have a lot of AoE damage dealers, you're probably really good for pure fiction too. Tons of out of turn attacks. You're also really good in APOC because so many attacks leads to eating through the weakness bar. Like these types of mono teams where everybody does damage are the best to invest into and also some of the most brain dead for the most part. Who's Thanos? And no, they don't use the same team. The only thing they share is Yao Guang. Oh, you're saying Thanos because of Silverwolf's glove. Okay, yeah. But no, Yao Guang doesn't use Sparksy because she's a hyper carry. And Silverwolf probably won't care about EMC if you have Yao Guang. Is EMC cheap Yao? That's the very likely case. There isn't two more Elation characters, guys. Like, we have no confirmation on how many characters are left. It could be one, it could be two, it could be three, but there's zero confirmation outside of Anon saying that there would be barely any. Keep in mind, he said there would be barely any non-Elation characters from 4.0 to 4.2. Same exact wording. And we only got one non-Elation character being Ashvale from 4.0 to 4.2. So there could still only be one other Elation for the rest of this version. Yes, but from 4.0 to 4.2, Leon. Not the rest. I thought there was only two left. Yeah, I know. A lot of people just assume there's two left, me included. But nothing is actually confirmed. It's literally completely random. All right, chat. I'm going to end the stream here. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night.